So the Fractal Design Define 7 XL came out fairly recently, and I decided to do a nice large water cooling build in it, a gaming PC build. Previously I had done the Phanteks Lux 2 or the 709, and while it is a very good case for water cooling, you have plenty of room, there are a couple of areas where I was a little bit disappointed, such as the build quality. So here comes the Define 7 XL, and this is roughly about the same size. It might be a little bit smaller here or there, but you can fit almost as much water cooling in it, and it's a really nice case. So the first thing that I did, since I was trying some new components, and this is something that I always recommend people do before they actually have their water cooled setup up and running, I did sort of a test build without the water cooling. Now I put just a regular Silverstone air cooler on the CPU, as well as I used an air cooled GPU. This is an EVGA 2060 Super. Now this isn't the GPU that I'm going to use in this build, but it is the processor and motherboard and hard drive and everything else, and the RAM. So at least everything booted up. I installed Windows. I know that it's working fine. The last thing you want to do is boot up your system after you've done all that water cooling tubing. Then it's just going to be a lot harder to fix any issues. Now after everything worked fine, I started putting in all of my water cooled components little by little. When you're doing a water cooled build in a case like this, there's actually a lot of decision trees and processes that you have to go to in order to make sure that you're going to get a really nice looking setup aesthetically, as well as one that performs really well. For example, I tried to mount that radiator on the top with just the bottom fans, and the way that the case is designed, it has that pull out piece. I couldn't fit this particular radiator there on top without it budging up against the piece. I think it's just the way that this particular radiator is designed. So I decided that I'm going to do push pull. This is the Performance Edition radiator, which isn't the thickest radiator you can get. Push pull on a radiator like this isn't necessarily going to be the best in terms of performance. You will get some gains, but here I did it mostly because adding that fan on top allowed me to properly fit the radiator on top, and I had the same issue in the Phanteks case. I think it's just how the case is designed. So having said that, I really wanted to have the RGB fans on the bottom. The last build that I did, I put the fans on the top of the radiator, which sometimes it's nice. You get a nice clean look. I really want to use these EK digital RGB fans. I think they illuminate the case. They just give it a completely different aesthetic. Even if you keep it one color, you don't have to do the rainbow color. So that's what I did for the top radiator. And if you notice on the back panel, I have the Phanteks D140. This is basically just a water block, a water distribution panel. You know, it lets you route things a little bit differently. When I do the actual tubing, and I am going to do hard tube and bend the tubes, it's going to give me a few more options of what I can do. And while this doesn't really affect performance, aesthetically, I think it's going to be really cool to have that water distribution block behind over there. That way I can move things to the processor, to the GPU as needed. The only thing that water distribution block kept me from doing is doing a vertical GPU, just because it's covering the slots that would normally be occupied by that GPU if you do it vertically. But I'm okay with that because this GPU has an acetal block, which basically means it's all blacked out. You can't see the liquid anyway. So generally those like more clear acrylic blocks that you can see the liquid is what I prefer to use for a vertical GPU. But here we're using an NVIDIA Titan XP graphics card with an acetal block. So it's really not as much of a big deal that we can't vertically mount it because it's all blacked out anyway. It kind of looks cool like this, and I think with the block in the back, I'll have more than enough things I can do to fill in that empty space. Now I haven't put the CPU block on, but that's going to be an EK velocity block. That's what I intend to do next. Now if you notice the front of the case here, I have nothing in there yet. No reservoir, no pump, no front radiator. I don't have any radiator on the bottom yet. I'm kind of planning, I had two ideas about this. I do have the EK water distribution block that's meant for the Lee & Lee Dynamic with the integrated pump. Now, I thought about fitting it in this case, and it doesn't fit perfectly, but if I use a bracket or slightly modify the way that I'm gonna fit it, I think I can get it to fit, and I think it would look pretty cool. but I also have a D5 reservoir that I may use. So I'm thinking of possibly just doing the reservoir direction with the D5 pump, just because then I can save that water distribution block. I may do another Lee & Lee dynamic build. I mean, it is meant for that case. I'd almost rather use it for a case that it's meant for, even though it would look pretty cool here. And I know EK is releasing a water distribution block with the built-in pump for the Fractal Design cases specifically that may fit this better, but it's not out yet, and I have the Lee & Lee one, so I'm still kind of figuring that out. For now, my instinct is to go with the D5 reservoir and pump. I think it's going to look really cool. I actually have a Singularity Computers reservoir and the pump combo, and I think those look really awesome. I took it out of a different build, so all I have to figure out now is exactly what thickness radiator I want to mount. You can mount a 480 millimeter radiator on top, but I decided to do a 360 and sort of center it in the middle, just so I have a little bit more room because of that water distribution block. The 480 fits, but it's definitely a really big radiator. On the front, I may either put another 360 or a really thick 240 or 280 millimeter radiator. I haven't fully decided that yet. After I figure out if I'm going to use the water block or the D5 pump combo, I'll be able to figure out what type of radiator is going to work here best. And now I could also put a radiator in the basement of the case, maybe a 280 or a 240. Generally, I do like to put as much water cooling stuff as possible, but I do want to keep this with a nice clean look, so I may leave the basement alone for a while. It's going to depend what I do. By the next video, I should have everything pretty much filled out. The build might not be done yet because I still want to do the tube runs, but I'm at least going to try to do all of the components in place. But I just wanted to show you guys sort of where I'm at now with this build, just so you get some ideas of some, different possibilities of what you can do here. So far, I really like this case. It's very high build quality. It fits pretty much everything that I want to fit without any issue. So then it's just up to me to see exactly what I want to have in here, what I don't want to have in here. But so far, I am very pleased with the progress. And eventually, I'll release the final build video so we can see it in action with the RGB, everything on, and see how everything came out with the liquid flowing. All right, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Remember to subscribe, smash that like button, leave a comment below. Are you guys building in any of these new Fractal Design cases? And I'll see you guys on the next video.